So, you've probably been left in suspense since last week.
Foamy soap.
Foamy
The
soap.
answer is foamy soap.
The answer is, I'm glad we agree.
Yeah.
And it's foamy soap. And what do the polls say? Polly, pull up the poll.
Oh, yeah. It's overwhelmingly 100% majority
Look at
towards
that.
foamy soap.
You guys know what you're talking about.
Yeah. We have a smart audience.
Yeah, and the thing is, right? Something about the foamy soap, the absorption and like the feel.
Okay, I was just about to say the mouth feel.
Yeah, the mouth.
But not sure that's gonna apply here.
What flavor of deodorant do you get?
Yeah, definitely Hawaiian breeze flavor.
Sandalwood.
Yeah.
It's like a nice little snack. I put it in my.
Just on the go, like you're running in between classes.
I keep it in my breast pocket, actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So liquidy soap, as we'll call it, it's just worse. And it's not fun. Like the foam, it's fun. The liquid, it's like goo.
Yeah, it reminds you of like the bubble bath.
Yeah.
Like little bubble bath moments you had when you were a kid.
And believe me, I like goo, but not as much as foam.
Big goo fan, but bigger foam fan.
Goo gone. If we're on this topic.
Well, actually, before we get to that topic, it's a new episode of what show?
Paulie, what's the name of the show?
But time pass. Whoa.
Time pass. Yeah.
That was new. I like that.
It's a great. Yeah. I'm gonna start changing it up.
Okay.
We're halfway through. This is the second half. This is the second half.
Okay. So the next episode I should change it up too.
The mid-season finale. Well, I was like, oh, like if you're just doing the classic, I'll do like a different one.
We'll workshop this. We'll workshop that.
But those bathroom sinks with the faucets where it's like a sensor.
Yeah.
But it doesn't sense it correctly.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Yeah, well, so my question is like, why are you going to add all of this useless technology to soap dispensers when you could just have a mechanical one?
Mm-hmm.
What's the problem with the mechanical soap dispenser? It's like, oh, you're touching an unclean surface. You're putting soap on your hands.
Yeah.
You're washing your hands immediately after.
You touched everything. Like, yeah, I don't think it's that.
Like, I get it with like the paper towels and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Arguably, though, I've been told that the air fan, like drying machine, hand dryer. I don't know
fan.
I don't know why I couldn't think of the name for that.
That's like the Theo Von clip where he's like going on this like big rant about something, and he's like, "What do you call like the thing, like the book, I can't remember what it was so funny.
It sounds familiar. I don't know what you're talking about.
He like could not think of what a bookmark was called.
Oh, bookmark.
Yeah. He's like,
yeah, that's my bookmark moment.
Paul, I pulled up the Theo Von clip.
Okay, well, I think we've used up our Pauly jokes for the episode.
Pauly, pull up, how many jokes we got left?
Oh, 0? Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I know it's not eco-friendly, but paper towels. It's just like more, it's more efficient.
It's more, yeah, call me old-fashioned. I just like the feeling of paper towel on my hand, I guess.
On the summer breeze.
Yeah.
Speaking of summer breeze, spring has sprung, and boy is it lovely.
It is.
It feels stinky to be put inside.
Yeah, as a quick little aside, as you just arrived here to record this episode, we both were walking outside and we didn't want to record this because of how nice it is outside.
And also because we hate this and we hate each other and we're mad.
Okay.
And Devin's especially. For the record, put it on the record. I've never been mad, never been wrong.
Oh yeah?
And yeah.
Well, it's on the record, so who can argue with it?
What's been happening? What's up with you?
So, well, a lot of stuff's been up with me, but there's more important things, I feel like, that may not just involve me, but the entire gaming community, Mark.
The fact that I refilled my Italian seasoning. It's good to have. You'd think they would have a big container of it, but they only have the small ones.
We're never gonna talk about games. It's funny.
Games.
I actually just bought Italian dressing too. I normally get robust Italian because it's less calories, less fat.
Dressing?
But it just
Seasoning.
Oh my god.
You buffoon.
Oh my god.
No, because they have like the little one that's a little shaker. And I was like, I always use it, so I might as well get like a big one, you know, like a big like this. Visual listeners, visual learners, you can see like with my hands, I'm describing the size.
Yeah,
like
it's about yay big.
Yeah. It's like a rectangle.
Okay, games. Game time. It's game time.
Zelda!
Yeah, so Tears of the Kingdom gameplay.
Tears of Yo Mama.
True. I don't think... Have either of us seen gameplay for it?
Oh, I've seen it.
Okay.
I've seen it. Polly's seen it. The ladies have seen it. Oh, and it looks juicy.
Okay.
It looks juicy. Would you like me to refrain from details because
Well,
you haven't seen it?
Do you think it's good content?
It just shows like the ability, like the core abilities you have.
So that's like not Sheikah Slate anymore.
Yeah, it's like that, but it's different.
Just different.
Yeah.
Instead of like cryostasis and stuff, it's like new things.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you can talk about it. I don't care. You can talk about
So
it.
the first one, and this is a bit. I'm just gonna go big mode with the first.
Sure.
Fusion. It's called fuse. So you fuse. You know how there's like the whole debate, like the weapon durability with Zelda, with Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
They were like, okay, we're gonna go crazy mode. Here's how we please both camps, and they made it so that there's still weapon durability. Weapons still break,
Okay.
but you can fuse stuff together.
To like increase durability.
Yeah, and then
does it change the weapon proproperties?
so like you can put like a stick on a pitchfork and have like a really long pitchfork that has more
No
damage.
shot.
Or like I put like, a rock on a stick.
Make it like an
It's-
impromptu hammer thing.
It's crazy.
Dude, how is Nintendo so good at making banger games once every 5 years? How
Yeah.
is that like their market niche right now?
It's like Adam Sandler.
I mean, we can't say that it's not out yet, so we don't know if it's a
Oh,
good
it's gonna-
game. But I mean,
It comes out one day before graduation, which is
that's
wild.
a good graduation gift for ourselves. A little sweet treat.
A little treat.
A little treat for
And I'm gonna
ourselves.
have the Dunkin' Donuts little what are they called?
Donut holes?
No, the thing that was that Japanese club.
Mochi? Oh, and the candies you had.
Yeah, the little candies.
Oh.
Those are pretty good.
Yeah, yeah.
Honestly, they weren't that good. I just thought they were fun. I'm lying.
I didn't have one.
That's
I
the
don't know what
first
they
lie.
tasted
That's
like.
the first lie I've told.
You've already broken your streak, dude.
First lie. But there's that. There's like a rewind thing. There's like 3 I think they show. So there's fusion.
Uh-huh.
There's stuff where you can put not weapons together, but like materials. So you can, you know how like you have you make like boats and stuff in the original game.
Yeah.
And like the flying machines, they made it an actual mechanic.
Okay.
So you can make an actual boat, or like you saw in the original trailer the car.
So you don't have to just strap like 4
Yeah.
balloon thingies.
They're like, we'll make this an actual.
Okay. Well, and
thing.
that's expanding on They're not taking away mechanics.
Yeah.
At least not that we know of.
So stasis, there's a time thing, but it's like you reverse time.
It's no longer like
Yeah.
solidifying one object in time.
They showed like a way to get to one of the Sky Islands. It's a rock falls, and then you
reverse time
yeah,
to go back up.
Yeah,
That's cool. That'll add
Yep.
so much interesting like movement and exploring options because and if they're gonna do that, they're gonna have dynamic like what would you call them, open world elements? I don't know, like rocks falling. That's like a dynamic world element that's just gonna be happening randomly throughout the entire game.
I guess. Yeah,
Like,
but who
surely.
there's gonna be different ways. But who would have thought that Zelda would become like a sandbox, like a physics-based sandbox game?
It honestly, they're doing it so well.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, I guess when you treat a series like The Legend of Zelda with hyper AAA budgets, and you go the sandbox route, it's gonna do stuff that like the indie developers can't really do. The only other really big sandbox developer besides CG Project Red, I guess, and Rockstar would be just Nintendo. I mean, what's another big like sandbox IP?
Minecraft.
Okay, but that's like the only thing
A
they've
box
made.
of sand.
I mean, there's like, but those are like craft 'em ups. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Craft 'em ups. That's a new one.
yeah.
Write that down. Write that
I
down.
don't know why I said that. It just came to me.
Shoot 'em
Dude.
up. Shoot 'em up. Craft 'em up.
Yeah, but
chew 'em up. Oh, that's a new genre. First chew 'em up type game.
yeah,
It's like gum, but
I would buy that. That'd be the only game I pre-order. The next chew 'em up game.
Gum game. Game gum. Game gumps.
Oh my god, I would watch the game gumps. My point is though, let me say this. I think
Say it. Say it.
yeah, I think it's a weird direction for Nintendo to go with Legend of Zelda, but also they're doing it better than anyone else. I mean, Breath of the Wild is obviously one of the best games they've ever made. I don't really feel like that's up for debate. I don't know anyone who's debating that. Like, obviously, you could go back to the classics and argue, like, Super Mario 64 is better. Sure, I don't care. But if you're talking, like, modern, newest, most recent gen video games right now, and you're talking AAA titles.
Cooking Mama Cookstar.
Yeah, not quite.
The Bitcoin mining game. I don't know if it's true.
I think it was the PC port.
It was on the Switch though. Still, they took it off the eShop.
Yeah, I do remember that old drama, because was it the developers that put it in there?
I have a confession.
It was you.
It was me.
What's the
That's
payout?
That's why this podcast has so much budget.
That's
into
why we
it.
have $1.6 billion.
How do you think we hired Polly?
True.
Does he look like a cheap guy?
No, I mean, look at him.
Look what he's wearing. He's wearing like a duster.
Yeah.
Look at that guy.
Wow. Well, I'm glad you just exposed our podcast, our show.
Exposed what?
I have no idea what you're talking about. Yeah. So.
I just did a Jedi mind trick on him. I waved my hand in front of his face.
Yeah. What are we talking about? I don't remember.
So there's also another. It's not time thing. It was a bit wishy-washy on how they presented it, but it looks like you can like jump through ceilings. So you'd go through like there's like these little points you can find like when you activate the ability, you highlight it, and you like go through like a cave, like the top of the mountain from the bottom of it. Here's the cave.
It's literally taking away the exploration element and just transporting you.
It's like you can still climb, but they have that also.
And this is just like that's confusing. I mean, having not seen the gameplay, that one specifically is confusing to me. Like I feel like I'd have to look at the gameplay for that.
There's definitely got to be some stuff where you go and you think you're gonna go to the top of a mountain and then you're suddenly like in a cave.
Maybe it's like they're gonna set you up like some Dark Souls trap where you you try to teleport and then it just sends you to like a locked area that you have to fight your way out of or you can't escape. That'd be kind of cool. Dimension.
The big thing for me with this game is like enemy variety. They really need to like step it up.
Is it still like bokoblins?
I don't know, but well, there's more stuff, but I mean, I'm trying not to look.
Well, they had all of the same assets, animations. Like, if you are okay with the reusing of assets and animations, which I feel like in most cases I think it's acceptable as long as it's not just like rehashing. If you're adding to them, like adding new animations and new variants or whatever, and then also adding new, because here's the thing, you already have one game's worth of enemies from Breath of the Wild, you know?
Arguably Yo Mama, because they just have bokoblins and the moblins, and then the skeleton version, they had the bosses. They had like the lizard dudes too.
My point is though, you can reuse those, and you're forgetting about like the centaur, whatever they're called.
The Lionel goes crazy.
My point is though, you can reuse those enemies, maybe give them some new attacks and animations, but then that's like a minimum amount of work to put into the new game. So now you can basically spend the exact same amount of time like you did on the first game, making a whole second set of new enemies. So you have double the amount of enemies, just including the ones from the previous game. You know, I would be okay with that.
Yeah.
Because not only I'm not opposed to the enemies in the first game. Sure, it's repetitive, and there's not too much variety, but if you have all of those enemies return, basically very similar, and then just have a whole new set of enemies, like, alongside of them, I'd be like, this is not bad. I think that'd be good.
Yeah, but goblins and moblins, when are the goblins gonna be in there?
No goblins.
Give him a gun. Give the Lionel a gun.
Yeah.
The big boom boom stick.
This is totally off topic. I have no idea why I just thought of this. I was looking on Reddit. I know.
Oh, we did it, Reddit.
Crucify me. But I saw someone was developing. They're moving it from alpha to beta, but it's a gnome-based survival craft game. Like, think like Sons of the Forest, but gnomes, and you get to like ride foxes and stuff.
How dilated are my pupils right now?
You did widen your eyes quite a bit at you hearing this information.
Gnome, I'm probably pull up on my phone.
Yeah, it's going to beta. I think it was an alpha, but I'm moving to beta now.
Crafting
survival game.
Survival video. I need a Kickstarter for that.
We're literally looking this up right now.
Gnome Punk? No.
I don't know the name. I just saw like a clip of it. Oh yeah, that looks like it. Okay, sorry everyone who can't see what's happening, which is everybody. We're so sorry.
Is this it?
Gnome survival game? Yeah, that looks like it.
The gnome fans are gonna eat this up.
Well, you are the gnome fans, dude.
The gnome fans in question. There's gonna be a lot more gnome sightings because you've been around town. You've seen the gnomes, right?
I mean, it's all over the news. It's national news. It's Brazilian national news. Even.
There's gnomes. let me put you on this. There's gnomes in your dishwasher.
Oh.
In the ice machine.
And that's it.
And they're in a lot of places. Because how do you think those ice cubes get made? They just.
Well, it's clearly the gnomes. There's no other possible explanation.
How do you really think that hot water and dish soap?
How do you think you press a button on your fridge and then ice cubes? They're throwing the ice cubes out of your fridge.
They're just you can't hear them. But then you think about the dishwasher, right? And then like you look at a video, like, oh, how does the dishwasher work? And it's just squirting the water. I'm thinking it was gnomes.
It's little gnome people in there scrubbing away.
That's all fake footage. Footage that is not fake. And speaking of fake, folks, I have to say it. I did not play Fortnite.
Wow. Is this gonna be a first? No Mark's funny Fortnite bonanza corner?
You know,
is there any news for Fortnite? Any updates? Any news?
I don't know, but I think a gunshot just went off.
Was that what that was?
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Yeah, and good old quaint Westchester. Actually, I think it's just like the 40-mile-per-hour gust winds we were supposed to get tonight. Because it looks like we're looking out the window here, and it's pretty gusty out there.
Yeah, the gnomes, the wind. What are we talking about?
I think we were intending to somehow segue very smoothly
Fortnite.
into.
Fortnite.
Well, I was gonna say Dolphin emulator and stuff, but we can talk about Fortnite some more if you want.
I like Fortnite. Dolphin. Let's hear about Dolphin.
Yeah, so the big news for emulation fans everywhere, Steam Deck, which already had a couple of emulation software.
Yeah. Well, you can install it, but now it's going to be on the Steam store.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah.
So directly through Steam like support and everything.
Yep.
Dolphin emulator, which is as we all know, the world's leading emulation for GameCube games?
And Wii.
And Wii as well. No Game Boy?
No.
No, that's a different thing.
And
See,
Xbox.
Xbox, Mom, I want a Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
I want Happy Wars. Wait.
Okay,
Wars?
Happy Wars. Okay, this is one of those things that we forgot to say last time. Happy Wars needs a remake. I didn't mention it, but it absolutely does. And actually, special shout out to my main man, Joe. Joe, owner of the one and only European Eyewear. If you're in the F&M era,
Sloppy Joe.
you need some glasses, hit him up. But he actually was texting me after episode 4 came out. And
It did come out.
It did come out.
It comes out.
It definitely came out.
It came out. It's actually come out in about like 6 weeks from now.
Yeah.
It's actually February right now.
My point is though, he actually texted me after watching episode 4, and he brought up something that I'm totally on board with, and I have to say it. Do you know the game Def Jam Fight for New York? It's a fighting game featuring real rappers, like in the real world, like Snoop Dogg and like 50 Cent, like they're in this game, and it's a fighting game where it's like all these rappers, you know, from like the early 2000s and late 90s, like doing wrestling moves and like ninja type moves.
This is amazing.
Yeah, it's so cool. And he brought up, he's like, that absolutely needs a remake, and I 100% agree. It's very cool. So shout out to Joe.
And
for
they
that.
put Link in it, just like in Soul Calibur.
Oh my god, they did. That's
Wow.
crazy.
On the game.
Is that Vendetta? Is that fight? Because that's the one he mentions. Because I was thinking Def Jam Fight for New York. I don't know.
I don't know. How much is this to like get?
I don't know. I mean, you could surely.
Oh, it's $5,000. I guess we're crap out of luck.
Okay,
Here's
well-
the roster.
Yeah, it's a huge. I think Snoop Dogg goes by Crow in this game. I think that's the. Oh, does he actually go by
They
Snoop
have
Dogg?
like little. This is as Crow.
Oh yeah, as Crow. Yeah.
Snoop
He's like Snoop Dogg's like the
Dogg.
boss. I'm pretty sure he's like the big bad.
I'm like the boss.
He does
honestly.
like these cool like acrobatic like ninja wrestling moves. It's really cool. It's so cool.
Does he do the? Does he do that?
For everyone at home.
I just did
Actually,
the
no. We should just cut that. I,
I
don't
just-
want to.
I just-
I don't want to explain.
I
it.
just did the little Snoop Dogg thing. Look up Snoop Dogg GIF. I did that. I did it really accurately and really good.
Oh my goodness. Well,
Dolphin.
emulation. Yeah. Let's get.
Give me your best Dolphin impression right now.
No. But what I will do. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to everyone who wants to hear that. But
Terrible guy.
I'm so sorry. But I did want to talk about it because this is very much at odds with the philosophy that Nintendo has towards emulation, which notoriously very anti-emulation, anti-fun, anti-independent developers. Yeah, you can't. What are you taking a Nintendo IP and making it better for no cost and not taking away from the sales of your dead game? Nah, shut that down.
Yeah, Rest in Pickles, Pokemon. What was it called? That fan game.
Yeah.
There's the Metroid 2 remake that they made.
Yeah, there was a lot. There's a lot. I
AMCR.
feel like there's just so much stuff that Nintendo has shut down because they're awful business decisions.
I think it was Pokemon Pickle Platinum.
Pickle Platinum.
Yeah.
I believe that.
Pokemon Pickle Platinum. Pull it up.
A pack of
a pack of
pristine.
a pack of frogs is called an army. You know that?
I didn't know that.
I thought that's what you were gonna say.
No, I did. All I know, the only cool one I know is I guess a flock of crows or ravens or something like that. It's called a murder. That's the only one. I can't remember the exact.
What's a group of Devons called?
A mistake.
Oh, maybe like a cradle, like a little baby.
Aw. Wah. Yeah. Okay.
Dolphin. I love dolphins. I love playing May. Guilty Gear Strive. Guilty Gear Strive. The netcode has not been working on that game for the past like week and a half.
So did an update just totally destroy it? Like what? Because you said, you mentioned this before, but I'll let you explain.
It's because of the Xbox crossplay, allegedly.
Yeah.
And I don't want to throw out any allegations. They might indict me.
They might indicate you.
Yeah, why did they spell it like that?
It's not they, it's just Trump. But this is not this kind of show. We gotta stay on
The
top
Federal
of
Bureau of
here.
Investigation is coming for me.
Yeah.
Right now.
but
But yeah, Guilty Gear, I love it, and I'm like, oh, let me chillax and play some Guilty Gear, and then failed to initialize match, failed to initialize match, failed to
It's so
say
sad.
say that 5 times slow.
No, I'm not gonna do it. But
You're mad.
well, at least we can play still, right? Does the local
Yeah.
play? It still works locally.
No, actually, the whole game.
Yeah, it just doesn't work at all.
It's exploded.
Yeah.
My computer blew up.
I was gonna ask though before you made the connection to Dolphin to May, which is pretty slick. I'm not gonna lie. But
Hey.
I did want to just roll back here to emulation for a sec.
Oh wait! Oh! Whoa. Oh! Okay. Game. If you're a gamer, you get that reference. Roll back netcode. I explain the joke.
Explain it.
Wow.
I was proud of that.
Was that intentional?
I did like the hand motion too to like emphasize it to you.
Wow.
But okay, I'm so sorry. Back on track. The emulation I want to talk about. I've only really ever used Dolphin, and I only used it. I mean, probably when I was back in middle school. I haven't like been in the emulation scene at all. Like you would know it much more than me because you've actually emulated some. You bought and then emulated some games.
Yes, and I dumped the files myself.
Yeah.
That is true.
So what's it looking like these days? What's the state of the emulation kind of world, do you think?
I mean, pretty much any old platform has stuff available. There's Switch. There's even stuff for the Switch. PS4 is kind of like wishy-washy.
Okay.
But, you know, that's not really an issue because they're still making games for those consoles.
Would you say that this reduces the risk of getting viruses having it through the Steam store? Or will the downloading of the ROM still cause like pose a huge risk?
They can't distribute ROMs in Steam.
There's no way. There's no way.
It's just the program's there. It doesn't really.
But do you think surely if you're doing it through the Steam store, there's got to be a way to go to the ROMs and know what you're downloading is safe, right? Like there's got to be.
I don't know
something.
Because even on the Dolphin websites, they don't talk about ROMs like linked to any of them.
I guess it's
ISOs.
a really like iffy legal sort of like we're not giving people ROMs like illegal copies of your games. Yeah, that makes sense.
It's like. Here's a salad. Go get the dressing.
Imagine if croutons were illegal, but you were allowed to make salads.
Well, you're like, but everyone just says they make their own croutons when really they're
they're borrowing it.
They're borrowing.
They're borrowing
but it's
their
because
croutons.
there's these old croutons that for some reason the crouton
they already bought, by the way. These croutons that were bought a ton.
Big Crouton, Mr. Crouton himself is like, oh, you guys can't have the crouton, so people have to.
We don't like Big Crouton. We're anti-Big Crouton.
Him in his hat. What? Speaking of croutons, what's the crunch factor for you? Like minimum crunch factor until you like are like, I'm not eating this.
What do you mean? So like, what consistency?
What percent crunch do you draw the line and say, I'm not eating this crouton? I'm done. It's too soggy.
Oh, I see what you mean now. I think honestly, I've never had a problem with any level of sogginess or crunchiness with a crouton. I think for me, it's just the fact that it's a change of pace from the normal salad. Is like the salad. It's just the way I eat salads. It's literally just like leaves, dressing, croutons, nothing else. Like no meats, no anything else. It's literally just that. And so for me, the croutons are just like the one thing that sort of breaks up the monotony of just eating grass, you know?
Kind of like you're my romaine man. And you're iceberg.
Yeah.
They call you spinach.
They call me baby spinach.
Oh. Ew. Got anything to say about the Overwatch League?
Yes. So I think it's week 3 now. So I know we don't really talk about esports too much. We have mentioned it in the past, but Overwatch, Overwatch League was my probably most involved esport that I was watching and engaging with. I went to the Overwatch League finals like 2021, 2022. And I saw that one, which was just an absolutely incredible experience. It was so many people there, so much fun, huge budget, like it was so cool. And then these days, compared to last year, man, they had to mix. Not only did they have to mix the amateur and the pro level teams into one league, because I guess it was just too awful to have an amateur league and a pro league, I guess. I don't know. So they're all in one league now. And there's like no more in-person casting. Like before they used to have like one room where like 4 people would come together and talk, like have a pregame show, and they would talk about the matches and the players, and then they would have two casters for each game, and they would be online, like they would be over like long distance, but at least there was like a studio. Now there's no studio. It's like only green screen online. Like it feels like the budget went down so much, and it sucks because it's clearly they're not making money. Like it's very obvious all these business decisions were made because they're not making money. And it's really sad to see because I love Overwatch, and I think Overwatch 2 did a lot of really good things for the series. Even if not all of them were appreciated, like moving from 6v6 to 5v5, obviously not the biggest, fan favorite decision made. But it just sucks to see a game slowly die, and it's reflected in the esports. And I don't know, man. I mean, I don't really watch any other esports. I used to watch CS:GO, Rocket League, but I mean, these days, Overwatch was really the only thing I watched.
City.
Yeah, is that a real thing?
Yeah.
I would love to see some Slap
Like a
City.
Smash Bros.
Do they ban the fish?
That sounds fishy.
Is he fish banned?
Dude, okay, speaking of fish, ShopRite salmon, $8.99 a pound. It was on sale the other day.
Wow. Is it good though?
Oh, it's great.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's good.
$8.99 a pound. Is that like 2 fillets?
Huh?
How much is a pound?
A pound is like...
Okay, well, not only will no one hear you because you literally said that under your breath.
It's enough.
It's about yay big, yay
It's
wide.
enough to have like, you can, like 2 portions. 1 pound is like 2 portions.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. Maybe I gotta...
1 pound is
16 ounces.
16. It's 8 ounces divided by...
Multiplied by 2.
by 7 billion. I like Overwatch for the hamster, honestly.
Hamster.
Is the budget going sucko mode because the game fell off, or?
I think it's just the esports is going. I don't think the game fell off. I think maybe they're not making as much money because before their main monetization was through loot boxes.
Oh yeah.
And now it's switched to like a battle pass.
Fortnite.
And I don't really know how that's been doing for them in terms of like monetization comparatively, but I mean, I don't think the game's dying. I really don't, especially because they got like the One Punch Man collab, which is huge because that's a really well-known thing, and I thought that was like it was really well done. Even though it was like they reused like some original skins and just put like some new designs on it, I still think it looked really good. And
I saw some of those.
Yeah,
is there a hamster skin for him?
I have no idea. I think Saitama was
the hamster.
Was
who's hamster?
Big Punch guy.
Big Punch dude.
What's his name?
Doomfist. Wow,
yeah.
Look how... See, I'm the Overwatch. I know all the stuff.
Dude, I don't know why. It's just, yeah. I just couldn't remember.
The cavalry's here. That's what she says. I'm British.
Yeah, she's Australian.
No, she's not. It's false. False advertising. So, the Mario movie's out. It's out now.
Oh, wait, really?
If you're listening, it's out. If you're listening, it's out now.
It is.
But
you're right.
It is April Fool's Day, and I was fooled. Let me tell you.
How were you fooled?
So I went on YouTube this afternoon.
Uh-huh.
It was 12:33 or something, about, give or take.
Uh-huh.
And I go on YouTube and I see IGN posted a video. It was like Mario movie Nintendo Switch Online collab. And I was like, oh, IGN re-uploads stuff from Nintendo, so this must be real. And it was this video where they show, oh, you can listen to the Mario movie voices in the game.
Oh.
And like the Switch Online, and I was like, this is so dumb. This is real. This has to. Like, I wasn't even thinking about it.
It was so dumb. Your immediate reaction was like, it has to be real.
I was like, Nintendo would do this instead of putting actual games in their service. They're like, oh, you can.
Yeah, besides making Nintendo Online have any value.
Yeah. So they had Chris Pratt, and he was like, Mushroom Kingdom, here we come.
Yeah, he's like, Yahoo!
Yeah. And like Mario, like the original Mario, they had Charlie Day's Luigi and Luigi's Mansion going like, oh, and then they have like Peach, and then Toad and stuff. And they have Donkey Kong where it's just like Donkey Kong Country on the NES or SNES, and Seth Rogen going, ooh, blah, blah, blah. And it's like you can't even tell the difference. And it took me until they showed Keegan-Michael Key like screaming something from a completely different like piece of media to realize, oh, I've been duped. And then the next clip was like Jack Black.
You've been bamboozled.
And the next clap trap was Jack Black swearing, and I was like,
yeah, that's.
But I was like happy. I was like, wow, I was a great. I have such a good eye.
It felt good.
I have such a good eye for like the way like presentations are done for gaming stuff. It's like, but I wasn't thinking about it. And I was like, oh wait.
When your expectations for both Nintendo and IGN are just that low, it must feel good though to get like a proper April Fool's. And like you remember last year I was properly fooled by the Risk of Rain 2 slime playable character. I was like, no way, that's real. Like I love to see that. Yeah, Gup. I wanted that to be real. I still really do.
They called me Gup in high school. You know why?
Why did they call you Gup in high school?
A little guppy.
Aww. So this bubble guppy.
Ew. Why are you looking at me like that?
Bubble guppy.
You look like a, you
look like a snack. Like a Mars bar.
You look like a shoe.
How'd you think of that one?
Like, I don't know. Yeah, you know, speaking of shoes, there's no shoes in this room. Absolutely no shoes.
Oh yeah, where'd you? It's a very astute observation of you.
And speaking of shoes, why don't you guys shoo on out of here? Shoo.
Oh,
get out.
Are we?
Shoo out.
Are we ending it now?
Because we're done. We're done.
We're done.
We're shoo. Hey, shoo fly shoo, but not fly, but like
shoe fly pie.
Shoe fly pie.
Shoe fly pie. Yeah. Shout out Lancaster County. Shoe fly pie.
Shoe or sock fly pie.
Yeah, I think we need to next episode. We gotta come in with like some hard hitting themes or something, because for those of you at home, there's like nothing in the video game news section right now. Like there's
Google,
not much.
My buddy Google's like,
there's Gnome Game.
Gnome.
And then there's Tears of the Kingdom. And like
that's only 2 games.
We're having a hard time finding stuff to talk about. So I guess we will have to end it here a little early. Hopefully there's enough here. You guys had some good laughs, gaffs, and guffaws.
A lot of giggles. A lot of giggles. What should be our closing inquiry question, poll question?
Well, why don't we make it like a little bit more serious? Why don't we ask, well, what would you want to hear from us? You know, do you want us to hear about or would you rather just have us talk about recent gaming news, or would you want us to have like themed episodes where we talk about a specific topic, like we did last episode with the remakes,
redos,
and remasters and reboots,
recycling. And I love to recycle
and reuse.
And also, would you rather have like mittens or gloves more?
Ooh, that's a good one. Actually,
Keep that.
Mittens or gloves? That's a good question. Okay, I have an answer, but we'll wait. We got to make sure, because we established we have an intelligent audience. Don't fail us now. You better give us the right answer.
I wonder if we have the same answer.
I actually don't know. I don't know if we do.
The ones that you gave me, those things, are those the ones that you like, or do you like the other ones?
Those would be the ones that I like.
Okay. So I won't say if we're on the same page.
Okay.
All I'm saying.
I'm like excited.
All I'm saying is that I know what Devin's answer is.
And I can't wait for next week to hear your answer, and also the audience's answer: mittens or gloves. But we're gonna have to cut things short here. Sorry we didn't talk about too much. There really just wasn't too much to talk about on this episode of Baton Pass.